Why do we use back and forward instead of backward and forward? In some English language user interfaces, both virtual and physical, the words back and forward are used instead of backward and forward. An easy example is the web browser, where the buttons to navigate the history of a tab are labeled back and forward. Why is it back and not backward? In French, the words are précédent and suivant, which means previous and next, and are opposites contrary to back and forward.
I'll take a kick at this but it is pure speculation. Maybe someone can come up with a documented answer. Firstly, we should understand that back and backward are both adverbs. Both have a meaning which is away from the front, toward the back. In this definition, they are synonymous. The implied verb in back and forward is go, as in go back or go forward. The statement go backward is grammatically correct, but idiomatically it's not how we would say it in English, at least, the forms of English I'm familiar with. Native English speakers are more likely to say go back. Look at this comparative chart of how often go back and go backward are used. That being said, in English user interfaces we will also use previous and next. This is used more for a sequence of pages, such as Google results pages. As for French, précédent and suivant don't have a monopoly, either. I often see buttons like retour to mean back. And in my Chrome interface right now, if I hover over the back and forward buttons, I get Recolor d'une page and Avancer d'une page. Internet Explorer gives me a mix, retour and suivant. At the end of the day, what matters from a UX perspective is your label is clear. Backward meets this criterion. A user would expect to go backward. Your label is natural. Backward could cause a momentary hesitation, just because the wording is not an established convention. Hope that helps. Bon chance.
We don't say back and forward. We say back and forth. Winky face. Forward and backward are directions. Back, as in a back button, refers to going back to a previous state or position. Yes, that often involves also moving backward, i.e., traversing a sequence backward. But when you say go back, you are emphasizing the destination, a previous state or position. The direction and how you might get there are not important, not emphasized. If I ask whether you are going back to France, I'm not necessarily asking how you will get there. And I probably do not care whether you are retracing your steps backward, from how you got here from France. Winky face. Driving backward means driving in reverse gear. Driving back home means returning home, whatever the route taken.
The other answers thoroughly explain the English usage for go back and backward. Given the context of the question and the specific inquiry, why do we use? It is most likely due to user interface design considerations. Back has fewer letters than backward. Brevity is preferable.
Usually, when you go back, there is a destination in mind. As Drew says, your precise route backwards is not usually the point. On the other hand, often, when you go ahead the destination is unclear and the route forwards is all you actually know. Strategists engage in forwards thinking without necessarily having a goal in mind. When you do know the position ahead that you are heading to, you go to the fore.